This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people that have businesses and brands out there. Email us right now at advertise@hiphopun.com and you will get an opportunity to put your brand right in front of each video that we do. And let me tell you, the prices are crazy affordable. You definitely can afford it. Email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com. Do not wait. After 2 years of speculation and internet spats between Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, the trial is finally underway, and the beginning of it already has bombs dropping. Now, Mo Gagnon, and I hope I'm saying his name right, no disrespect, is pretty much an attorney that, is pretty much now going around to high profile celebrity trials and sitting in them and giving you people an update on what exactly is going on in the trial. So I'm going to play a clip from him, and then I'm going to come back on the back end and give you a little bit more details that he did not cover of the first couple of days of Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion's trial. Here's Mo, and I'll be right back after he's finished.
Trial. We had opening statements. Opening statements are still actually going. We had to pause midway through for lunch. Better than TV. If you watch the prosecution's opening statement, you would say guilty. If you then watch the defense's opening statement, you would say, what the hell is the prosecution thinking, charging him? Basically, the prosecution started with this story. They said that, hey, they're all at the party, and Tory is leaving the party with Meg. They're in the car. An argument breaks out, during which Meg says and insults his skills as a rap artist. This leads to a situation where she gets out of the car, and he shoots at her feet and yells, "Dance, bitch." And then she ends up at a hospital, and a doctor takes out 3 fragments of bullet wounds from her foot. Now, if you just hear, and the prosecution says that Kelsey, the other woman in the car, is going to testify that Tory shot Meg. And Kelsey has a text message where she texts somebody that, hey, Tory shot Meg. And then the rest of the prosecution's case is based on all these calls and texts where Tory's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so drunk. He never says that I shot him. He's like, oh, I'm just so sorry. I'm so drunk. So question what he's apologizing for. So that's the prosecution's case. Seems pretty easy. Then the defense comes up, and man, it gets spicy. First, the defense goes, they're not telling you about half of what's going on. The most important thing they're not telling you about an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, Kelsey and Meg. And so let's talk about why them 2 are fighting. Let's talk about how she was in the front seat. The gun was caught in the front seat. Let's talk about how she might have gunpowder. She does have gunpowder. Let's talk about how this has nothing to do with the fight between Tory and Meg and everything to do with the fight between Meg and Kelsey. And then the defense starts dropping the bombs. He basically says this, that they're in the car. Yeah, they left. But do you know why they left? They left because Kylie and Tory were in the pool together. And Kelsey and Meg both felt some type of way about that, to the point that Meg felt really some type of way about that. And she was really trying to go, to the point that eventually, because of how Meg is acting, this is according to the defense, Kylie Jenner goes to Meg Thee Stallion and says, it's time for you to leave. They all leave. The defense's point is what happens in the car is this. Tory questions Kelsey, hey Kelsey, why are you backing up Meg for me trying to, get it on with Kylie Jenner? Meg has been snaking men from you your whole life. I hooked up with you, Kelsey, and then Meg went behind your back and hooked up with me. And Kelsey, this is not the first time. You had been hooking up with Ben Simmons. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with Ben Simmons. You had been hooking up with the baby. Meg went behind your back and hooked up with the baby. And so the defense starts dropping all these grenades. The crowd is captivated. The jury's like, oh, what's going on? And there's every reason to believe that there could have been a fight here, not between Tory and Meg, but between Meg and Kelsey. And the shooting could have not been Tory. It could have been done by any one of the other people in that car. What does all of this mean? Well, I'll tell you a couple things. First, Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's husband, is going to testify, so this will continue to be must-see TV. 2, the judge is terrific. I expect a very fair trial. The lawyers on the defense side are terrific. I don't know what the government lawyer was doing, giving an opening presentation that made it seem like the most open and shut case ever, when in fact there are huge questions, including an eyewitness who saw 2 women fighting, suggesting that you have to explain that theory to the jury, and you didn't. So I don't love the prosecution's opening in that regard. Stay tuned. We'll have the full coverage here. It's up and it's stuck in the Tory Lanez trial.
Now, this is kind of new information because we were kind of under the impression, well, I know some people were under the impression that it was always between Tory and Megan, like she was mad at him about something that he did. We didn't know about the supposed fight with the girl. Now, from my understanding, there was a witness who actually seen Megan fighting this other chick. Now, Tory Lanez has been vehemently denying that he is the shooter. Now, Twitter reporter Nancy Dillon went on to say earlier, Megan will testify and is adamant she saw Lanez fire. Now, Lanez's attorney plans to present the theory that Megan's former best friend, Kelsey, who she was supposedly fighting that night, Kelsey Harris, could have discharged the gun. Now, both Lanez and Harris tested for GSR, which is um, I guess gunpowder residue. It travels in small spaces, and Harris also is due to testify. She added, Lanez just walked into the courtroom holding hands with a young boy who appeared to be his son. I couldn't get a good look. Media lined up on the side. Lanez was accompanied by his father. Not clear how long the child will stay. Judges typically restrict kids under 10 years old in trials like this. So yeah, there's a lot coming out now. Dillon, right? You know, who will testify she saw her close friend get shot by the defendant, which is Megan Thee Stallion's friends. Now, a prosecutor also showed visual of series of text messages that Kelsey Harris sent to Megan's bodyguard, and about 5 minutes after the shooting, that read, "Help, Tory shot Meg," and 911. There's also text messages of Tory Lanez apologizing, not for the shooting, but just apologizing, saying, look, he was drunk that night. So yeah, now it's a lot going on, man, with this, and it's kind of like, I don't want to get into the he say, she say, and all that, but it's a part of the case. But definitely going to continue to keep you updated as more information continues to unfold. Again, now they're saying that it was a fight between Megan, and the chick Kelsey, and it looks like Tory's. They're going to try to put it on Kelsey as the shot possibly coming from her. So we shall see. We should definitely see. Every day is going to be something big. Megan Thee Stallion's actually going to testify. Coming up real soon. The trial is expected to last maybe a week or two. I don't see it going any longer than that. And we shall see. Now, if Tory Lanez, he is facing up to, I think, like 22 years. And if he is convicted, he is, he probably will be deported back to Canada. So things unfold. This is big, obviously, for hip hop, because the he say, she say is a lot of implications, that lie in this situation. And we definitely, again, like I said, we're going to keep you, informed as we continue to get information. We're definitely going to keep everyone informed. And once again, I appreciate you guys listening in to hear what I had to say here on Hip Hop News Uncensored today. Woo! 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 Let's go. Now, it's a lot of people, too, out there. I'm hearing that, rallying for Meg. A lot of her fans is out there. And, it's really like a movie out there right now that they're going at each other's throat, over this particular situation. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you guys smash the like button. It's your brother, God. Peace.